Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hello, guys. Happy weekend to everyone out there. Welcome to the Precious Toju Talk series. We're in for a beautiful, very interesting time tonight. It's going to be really interesting tonight. Welcome you all to Precious Toju Live IG Live chats. I'm so happy to have you people come on board tonight. Please tell your friends, tell your colleagues, tell your loved ones that we have started the live chat. Yes, I know it's supposed to be 9 o'clock. It's just 2 minutes to 9. I just said, let me hang out here first and everybody to come on board tonight. So good evening. Tag your friends, tell your colleagues, tell your friends to come online. We're about to start the live chat. Our guest tonight is ready for us. Our guest is ready to dish it out hot. Really hot. Okay, so just tell everybody to come online. Once it's 9 o'clock the dot, we are going to start. Okay, once it's 9, we are going to start. So just tell your friends to come online. Good evening, everyone. I hope the day has been ended. I hope the week has been beautiful. Okay, I hope we had a fun-filled week and a fulfilled week, a week that we actually plan our things like we always plan every week, and then we actually executed all that we had written down on our to-do list. Okay, so it's officially 9 p.m. Central African time. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Precious Toju Talk series. It's a legal talk show that is streamlined to meeting, business, and real estate needs. What we talk about on this talk series, we talk about law, we talk about business, we talk about real estate. And tonight we have a very interesting guest. A very wonderful guest, someone that have seen it all, had moved from zero to hero. He's had a wonderful experience, so to say, when it comes to the real estate industry. He's had a beautiful experience. What will I say? Is it just a beautiful experience? He's had his ups and downs when it comes to the real estate industry. He has moved from, someone that was struggling in the industry and has actually gotten to somewhere that he is today. Okay, Adesonya Adebayo, thank you for joining me tonight. We'll soon bring our guest on board. We're still doing our introduction. So our guest tonight is a real estate guru. He owns one of the fastest growing real estate company in Nigeria that has spread its tentacles to Enugu, Abuja, and all of that. He's doing so well. He's a young achiever. He's doing so well for himself in the real estate industry. And we're talking about no other person than Mr. Obinna Azonobi. Azonobi, don't mind me. I'm not too good with native English pronunciation. I just hope he wouldn't sue me for that. Okay, so Mr. Obinna Azonobi, he's a real estate business person. He is actually the founder and the CEO of Realtypros Investment Global Limited. Realtypros Investment Global Limited is one of the fastest growing real estate company in Nigeria, and they're not just selling houses and land. They are also into real estate banking, which is the nitty-gritty of tonight's live talk. He's going to be educating us on what real estate banking is all about, why real estate banking in the first place. We're going to be grilling him. He's going to tell us the secrets of how he started his real estate company and how he's made it thus far. He's going to tell us why real estate banking is selling land not enough for a real estate business group. Why real estate banking? What is real estate banking all about? And how can we and every other person, whether you're an investor, whether you're a marketer, whether you are an agent, how can we earn and gain from real estate banking? Okay, so that is actually what we are going to be discussing tonight with our guests of honor. So Mr. Obinna Azonobi will be joining us shortly. Let me try to bring him online. So just stay with me, please. If you know that friends that ought to be here, that are not here, please, my friend Ola Dapo, if I got that correctly, you're welcome on board. Thank you for joining me. Thank you guys. Please tell your friends, tell your loved ones to just, we're bringing Mr. Obinna on board. We're bringing him on board now. So it's going to be a very interesting topic today. It's going to be really, really interesting. It's going to be an eye-opening live session when it comes to Mr. Obinna has joined us. All right, thank you for coming on board. So we're bringing our guest tonight on. We're bringing our guest, Mr. Obinna. He's on board. We're bringing him on. We are bringing him on online. So to be drilling, we're going to be, taking all the information from Mr. Obinna tonight. It's going to be a very interesting live section. Hello, Mr. Obinna. Welcome on board.
Yeah,
can you hear me?
I can hear you very
I can't hear you.
Are you serious?
Oh, okay. It's my...
I can't hear you anymore. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Actually, I have my mic on, and once I plug in that mic, person will not be able to hear me on live section, so I have to take off the mic. So Mr. Obinna, guys, Mr. Obinna is on board. Mr. Obinna is here live and direct. Mr. Obinna, before you came on board, where I was just introducing you, that you have seen it all in the real estate industry. You started up small, and by God's grace, you have been able to expand, and we know that you're still expanding. So I guess Mr. Obinna Azonobi is live tonight. He's online, and he is the founder and the CEO of Realtypros Investment Global Limited. Realtypros Investment Global Limited is one of the fastest growing real estate company in Nigeria, and it's really pulling effects. It's leaving landmark especially here in Lagos. There are other branches. Realtypros is, I know it's in Enugu and all those states like that. So we're welcoming Mr. Obinna on board. You're welcome, sir. We're glad to have you.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. It's been a while.
Please, our audience, if you know you can't hear Mr. Obinna, or you can't hear me because there are people online already, if you know you can't hear me properly or you can't hear Mr. Obinna properly, just indicate, just type in the comment section that you cannot hear us properly so that we adjust. Okay, so Mr. Obinna, so that won't take our time because we're 7 minutes gone. Can you please tell us more about yourself? People want to know you. The people online want to know you. And people that watch the replay, they want to know who Mr. Obinna really is. So who is Mr. Obinna?
Okay. He's an entrepreneur. He's a networker. a public speaker, and a, a family man. I'm simple. I have these big dreams. A go-getter. I've always looked for opportunities to help people, add value to people's life. So everything I do boils down to how do I want to make the next person better? How do I want to add value? So Mr. Obinna is all about adding value in any way positive.
All right. Thank you so much. That is really interesting to know. I love the aspect where you say that you are a go-getter. You're like somebody that you always want to, use every opportunity, always be better. And it's really good because an average Nigerian, once they have attend a little bit of success, they tend to be relaxed. But I love people that no matter the success, you should higher in life. Okay, so what actually informed you going into the real estate industry? Because I know that you won't just wake up one day to say you want to go into real estate. There must be something that would have prompted you to go into real estate. What is that thing that made you to dash into the real estate industry?
Okay. I'll say I started my career in the IT industry before I went into logistics. But
hello, Mr. Obinna, we need you to increase your audio a little bit.
Okay.
It's not loud. Yes.
Okay. I said I started out in the IT industry. From there, I went into the logistics industry, where I did both air freight, road freight, and all that. And all my life, I've always loved wealth creation. I've always wanted to be very rich. So I found out that no matter the business you do out there, you must do real estate. So during my research, I found out that everybody that is successful are in real estate. Passively or active. Now, active or residual, name it. All those those networking jargon. So I found out that it was one industry I would come in now or I'll come in later. Now, one thing that prompted me into going into the business was there was a time I actually lost a lot of money in business.
Wow.
And I was looking for another opportunity that could help me make so much money and at the same time add value, and I do not need so much money to go into it.
Wow.
I do not need money to go into it. So when I started doing my research, I found out that there's hardly any business in Nigeria that will fetch you so much without you putting so much. So the only business I could hold on to at that particular time was real estate, because I knew that I could come into the industry, close deals, and earn good amount of money. Now, I usually tell people that the strategy you deploy when you want to make $1 million is different from the strategy you deploy when you want to make 100 million.
Wow. Now, I need to jot that down. Go on.
So anybody you see that has given himself a target and said, oh, in the next 5 years to 10 years, I want to make over 100 million naira income. It is only very few people, unless you're working in an organization, that they are paying you over 20 million for you to be able to make over 100 million in 5 to 10 years. Now, apart from that, unless you own a business you're running, that you have enough capital that can fetch you good interest rate or commission. Now, real estate was the only business I saw that, oh, I do not have money, but if I go into it, I close a property, I could earn 5, 10, name it, the commission. That means if I could do 100 million naira in real estate deal, I could make between 5 to 10 or more commission. So I now told myself, then what am I wasting time for? If I want to be worth, or I want to raise 15 million, all I needed to do is go into real estate and close deal worth 500 million. So that was how the journey started. So I knew that all I had to put into the real estate was my time, skills, and my energy. You understand? So I started like every other consultant. I registered with companies. I was selling for them. But the big picture was still behind me, telling me that one day you want to own estate in all fast-growing cities in Nigeria. So those are some of the things that prompted me into going into real estate.
All right. You know, there's something I've actually taken from your statement tonight. You said that anybody that really wants to make good money, good wealth, build wealth, not just make money.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between making money and building wealth. There's a difference between making money and building an empire. I try so much to make people understand that there are two different things. Now, you said anybody that really wants to make good money or build wealth should, one word or other, go into real estate by passive or active. Passive could be that you are investing in it. Active could be that you are directly in the industry.
Yeah.
Now, I try to tell people that you see, real estate is something you cannot do without. Because it's one of the, I'm not an economist, but I know the economists actually say that there are three basic needs of a man: food to eat, clothes to wear, and a roof over your head, your shelter. So, and that is where real estate comes in. So, either way, you want to make good money, you want to build wealth, you should either be passively involved in real estate or actively involved in real estate. And that is a very good point. Thank you so much. Now, our third question is, what major role has the legal services played in building your company thus far? Yes, we understand that you're an entrepreneur, you are a consultant in the real estate industry, but there are certain things you need to put in place. Like you talked about registration of your company, and I believe that the time of registration, there would have been some legal consultation you would have made that would have informed your decision on the kind of structure to go for and how to even build the corporate structure of your business, how to construct your business in a way that you won't get customers and clients coming in every day to say they want to sue you for one thing or another. So what major role has legal services or legal structure played in building Realtypros?
Okay, you see, Realtypros as a company has never gone into any real estate transaction without legal backing. Why? Because you see, real estate is one market instrument that outlives us. So anything we do today, it is the documentation we have behind it that could stand test of time. Now, people can even encroach into people's property, but if you have the right documentation, government can come, demolish, and hand over that property back to the rightful owners. Now, because it is a business we need to do with communities, it is a business we need to do with learned people, is a business we need to do with. In fact, we communicate with everybody in the chain, in the communication chain, from professionals to communal people to government agencies, families. You understand? So you find out that when you find yourself in such scenario, you need to have yourself protected. You need to make sure that documentation is key and on point. You understand that from beginning, everybody understands what they are going into. For instance, if I'm giving a client, if I'm selling a property to a client, maybe a gazetted property that doesn't have CFO, it needs documentation is what defends me, is what protects me in the next 5-20 years to come. So somebody might not stand up tomorrow and say, no, the land I bought 10 years ago from you had CFO. I said, no, what you bought then was gazette. Do you understand? So if we are going to take it to the next level, you should be aware. So if the person feels that is not guided, when you go back to the document you signed, you'll see that it was all stated. Now, since this is a real business, it's a business that has to do with history, that has to do with the future. you need to be able to cross every T and dot every I when it comes to real estate. So I tell people, one of the first people you even need to partner with in going into real estate are the legal practitioners. You need a lawyer, you need somebody that will make sure that your taxes, your documentation are on point, that you're properly registered as a real estate, and if you're going into a construction terms are even captured with the right personnel, you understand, to make up the board. So all these things, guys, because a lot of companies today are just, let's say, they are just marketing companies. So maybe they focus on real estate. So they will say, what do I need a lawyer for? You're just a marketer. But when you're going into real estate as a developer, you need documentation. You can't even do without it. You understand? So if a client calls me today, I just tell the client, oh, please give me your name. I send the name to the legal department and they tell me our status of that transaction up to date. So you cannot do without legal backing when it comes to real estate.
All right, thank you. Even the marketers themselves actually even need lawyers too, because presently in Lagos there is a new it's not new, there's a new registration that is now active. Actually, it's been in place but has not been active now. Governor Sanwo-Olu has made it very active that for you to actually be a real estate agent in Lagos State, you must register with them, and that is to verify that your transaction is legit. And if peradventure there's anything wrong with your transaction and they check your name is not even on that list, you are not registered with Lagos State as a real estate agent, it's a different case entirely. So I won't be wrong to say that Realtypros actually have a good legal team that is backing them up in every of the transactions. So that would actually mean that all of your transactions are legally perused and they are legit.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So we'll go to the next question. How lucrative is this real estate industry? Because a lot of people do not really understand how lucrative it is. Yes, we know that there are ups and downs. There is no business that does not have ups and downs. There is no business at all. But so that people out there can actually join, be part of real estate industry, either as an investor or as a consultant, as a realtor, whichever way. How lucrative is the real estate industry?
You see, for me, real estate happens to be one of the most lucrative business on earth today. Why? Because every business you do today is on real estate. You understand? Every business. If you're into banking, you need a building to even operate. If you're into maritime, you need a building to operate. You understand? So the lucrativeness of real estate deals with the patient ones, the people that can steal the future. You understand? Just like, for instance, I was explaining how lucrative real estate is. I told somebody that I know the quantity of plots I have today. Imagine I have 100 plots. Okay, I just acquired 100 plots in 2020 for, let's say, 2 million per plot. For 100 plots, that is 200 million. If I allow those properties stay in my portfolio without selling them, and over time add some basic value like site development, pursue the title to reasonable levels. You understand? Maybe it costs me extra 1 million, 2 million to get myself to a better stage. That is perfecting title and adding value to the estate. So let me say the property I bought for 2 million, I added value of 3 million. That means each plot is now 5 million. You know that in the next 10 years, I will sell that property for nothing less than 1,000% increase. That means I can sell that same property for 50 million per plot.
Exactly.
I can sell that property for, even if it's 50 million, it's fast. Let me say I even sell for 20 million. That means 20 times 100 is what? 2 billion. So that's me. The property I bought for 200 million, in the next 10 years, is valued at 2 billion. So that man has been working hard, saving his money, buying cars, not growing his portfolio. In the next 10 years, he might be in debt. Why in the next 10 years, I'll be worth over 2 billion. Now, if there's at that stage, somebody might see me and say, no, I'm not sure it's real estate that is giving this guy money. You understand? Because they don't know what I've played out. You understand? So it is very, very important that, for me, that is why I said every rich person, name it, Dangote is one of the highest landlords we have in Nigeria today. Tinubu is one of the largest. British has one of the most expensive real estate in the world. So,
everywhere, this area, they have markets everywhere, shopping plaza everywhere.
So you find out that for me, it is the number one lucrative business. Now, you might be lucky to have another industry fetching you money, but the good thing is if you're experienced and you're knowledgeable enough, you will know that all the funds you're getting, rather than play with them, you just be putting them into real estate, whether in land or in building, whether in lands or in buildings. You understand? Because you can develop a building for 30, 40 million and sell those buildings for 60 to 80 million. So imagine you're having them, and that is immediately. So the longer you wait, the higher you sell. So imagine when you have good number of such properties to your portfolio, so you cannot the sky is your limit, or the sky is your stepping stone.
Okay, we have question from Mr. Ezemuna. Sorry if I didn't get the pronunciation of your name correctly, but Mr. Ezemuna, we're going to take your question after the whole conversation, so that we won't be disrupted. So please just hang in there, Mr. Ezemuna. We'll take your question after this whole conversation. Okay, so Mr. Obinna, what exactly, if I want to go into real estate industry, for example, I'm asking for people that are outside, that I'm asking for audience that, they like the way you're presenting that this business can actually make sense, or it does make sense. Now, for an average person that wants to go into the real estate business, what does he or she need?
You see, number one is the first thing you need as a person going into the industry is you need patience. You need patience. You need to be hungry for success. Very hungry for success. Do you know why I use the word very hungry? You see, real estate is one business that you might come into in your first 6 months, some people 1 year, they've not even closed a deal.
Exactly.
You understand? So if you're not very hungry, if you're not very hungry for it, you up out.
Keep pushing.
You understand? You up out. Then you need to be able to. You need to understand that you need to have this. How would I put it? You need to have this this emotional balance. That there is always loss and profit in every business. You know why I say loss and profit? There are some transactions you will go with, you want to go into with A, but you end up, it will cost you, you want to go into with 1 naira, at the end of the day, it will cost you 2 naira. Then if you do not have that balance within yourself, you feel, I thought this thing would not cost me like this, look at what it's costing me. I've seen people that went into real estate, they bought the property, but maybe the agent never told them that there are other fees to be paid, like survey, development levy, and all that. Now, when they come notify them that you need to also pay other fees that comes with it, they begin to react. I've seen people that abandon their investment because they were at development levy or facility fees. And in the future, they lose out. They begin to regret, and they said, I was once given a land in Lekki Phase 1 for 2 million, but later, and I abandoned the investment. But today, that land you abandoned is worth over 100 million.
As in, should have just pushed.
Should have just pushed. If you do not have this patience and your ability to see the future, you need to see the future. Do you know why? A lot of people have come to our properties, they'll tell you, after the free trade zone is far, and this place is far. You understand?
I keep hearing that all the time from clients. It's far, it's far. Like me, I was not far one day.
Anybody that tells you property is far, just believe that the person does not have good understanding of the industry. Do you know that these locations you're hearing that is far are sold out?
Sold out completely.
They are sold out. So even you come in and be saying that it's far. Okay, it's sold out. You understand? So, I remember those days. I used to have an uncle. My uncle then, when they came to Lagos in the 80s, 70s, they stayed in Surulere on the mainland. Then he had a project he was doing at VGC. So at VGC, when he supplies, he was the one that supplied the keys, the doors they use in building VGC. They asked him then that, okay, should we convert some of your money to landed property for you in VGC? He said no. Why? Because he felt Surulere was all and all. You understand? And then he was telling them that VGC is far. VGC is far. I'm telling you. You know that now, that my uncle.
You'll be crying.
He's crying now. He's building. He has a 3-story building in Surulere. That 3-story building, he wanted to sell that 3-story building last year. He told me if he gets anybody that could buy the property for 80 million, he was going to sell. Do you know what I told him? I told him that VGC you rejected, land alone is 80 million.
Yeah, and then you want to sell a whole building for 80 million.
3-story building with land for 80 million. And I told him that place you lost, only the land is 80 million. And he had people, they were begging him that they were ready to give him an acre, 2 acres, name it. But he said no, it was too far. So today, his regret. Every day he sees me, he tells me, oh, I lost a lot. I was one of the people that would have owned a lot of property in the
He may have even owned a street. A street might even be named after him by now.
That's the truth. So he lost out because he did not see the future. He felt it was far. He felt the world was revolving around Maryland, Surulere in those days. But now you can't compare Surulere to VGC.
At all. All right, thank you so much. You have actually said, for one, what does one really need to start the real estate industry? Of course, the legal aspect must be there. You talked about somebody being hungry for success. You have to actually be hungry for success. You have to be patient. And that is really very important, because you just talked about six months, 1 year without closing a deal. It has happened to me now. you just pray and you are just there marketing, and then one day one client just buys. And that one buy, that one buy can take care of a whole lot. So yeah, it needs patience and it wants to be very hungry. You know, there was a time I used to advertise for people to come and join our team, you know, be a real estate marketer and all of that. And then some people just were like a about it. And a colleague just told me, see, you don't actually need to push people too hard. For those that have understanding, because you will keep pushing them, you will keep babysitting them. But for those that are very hungry to make wealth, to build an empire for themselves, you don't need to push them. Once you show them the opportunity, they will grab it. So what you said actually is really true. If you're not very hungry to make money, and I'm not talking about MMA, I'm not talking about money that you just make over people. No. I'm talking about you being hungry to build something down. Real estate is the best bet, and real estate is one of the things that one of the businesses that one should actually go into. In my group, I do weekly training, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I was telling them one day that, you see, one beautiful thing about real estate, you can make one sales, use that money to start another business. Sure. Make another sale, use that money to start another business. Before you know it, without you even spending your personal money, you just take money from your commission and use it to be building other businesses. All right, thank you so much. So now we're going to move into the nitty-gritty of today's topic, which is real estate banking. So I want us to educate us. What really is real estate banking and how does it work?
Okay, you see, real estate banking is one of the most liquid form of real estate. You see, if you study the money markets, if you study wealth creation, you find out that there are various forms of keeping wealth or holding on to money. Now we have real estate, for instance, we have shares, we have gold, we have, name them, these are currencies of their own. Now, real estate is one of the most tangible and one of the most oldest, but it is not the most liquid form of investment. Liquid, when we say liquid, is if I have shares in the bank today, and I need cash. All I need to do is give instructions to my shareholder and say, please, I need you to sell off my shares. In 2-3 days, they sell off my shares. But real estate is not that liquid, because you need to actually find a buyer that has interest in order to buy. So most times it takes time to sell. Now, we have a lot of people that have money, but they want to invest their money. And this money, they need it in the nearest future. Maybe let's say 12 months, 18 months, or 24 months, or 3 years, name it. And they know that if they invest it in real estate, it will appreciate. But in the time of sales, they might not sell it very fast. So we decided to create a portfolio for such clients that, oh, you can buy off a property from us at this current rate. The company will buy back this property from you at a certain profit commission rate within certain period. So I might tell you, okay, invest into Cut-Up Realty Estates for 5 million. In the next 12 months, I'll buy back that property at 30% interest rate. So what it means is 30% of 5 million is 1.5 million. So in the next 1 year, I will buy that property back from you at the rate of 6.5 million. So what that's done for that person is, rather than keep your money in the bank or keep your money in any portfolio that will not give you up to that percentage, you've actually done real estate and you've
even fixed deposits doesn't give that much.
They don't give that much. Do you understand? So what we're actually doing, profit sharing with them. Do you understand? We're doing profit sharing. Now, a lot of people will ask, what if you cannot buy the property back? Do you understand? Number one, you actually have a property which has value, so your money is not lost. Number two, some of the terms
property is there.
It's still there. Secondly, the terms we have on the agreement is, we would rather buy back this property. If we can't buy this property from you, we'll give you 100% value of the property. So what it means is, if you buy a property of 5 million and in 1 year the company cannot buy back due to unforeseen circumstances, which I would not even buy into, rather I will give you a property worth 10 million. Do you understand? So in both ways, you're not losing. Both ways, you're not losing. So rather, what you're doing is what? If the company fails to pay you, you're getting twice the property you paid for.
You can imagine. Wow.
So your money is guaranteed, because a lot of people ask us, how do you guarantee such investments? And I tell them my property is my guarantee. Since I have a property, is the guarantee. So rather, I give you more than what you bargained for. So it is one form of good investment. A lot of people secretly are tapping into it, and they have good testimony. They've never regretted investing. Do you understand? So it's for people that have cash slipping, or cash they will need in the next 1 year, 6 months, 1 year, 18 months, or 24 months, you can rather invest those properties in our land banking store.
All right, thank you so much. So, in other words, would you say that instead of us to put our money in fixed deposits, we should just come and do real estate banking?
Come and do real estate banking.
Okay, so now in two ways, as a real estate consultant and as an investor. Let me start with a real estate consultant. If I am a real estate consultant, how can I earn from real estate banking? Now, if I'm an investor, how do I gain from it?
Okay, as a consultant, any deal you bring to the company, you earn a 5% commission.
Wow. So you're saying I get a client that says, I have 110 million somewhere. Let me put it in real estate with Realtypros, real estate banking with Realtypros. Now you're telling me that I'm going to get 500,000 naira from that 10 million.
Yes.
Now that is you see, that kind of money is kind of money that you just what did you you just money that just comes like where the Yorubas will say money that just comes smoothly. All right. So as an investor, I want to put in my money into real estate banking. I think you've actually talked about that. You gain from it, and actually you get double. So are you, I need us to be clear because of people that will watch this replay, because some people are not online. A lot of people are still joining. Thank you guys for joining. Please just, I may not actually welcome you because we are in the middle of conversation. Thank you guys for joining. So for those that will be watching the replay here on YouTube, now are you saying that in real estate banking, if somebody deposits 5 million naira, and I believe there is a duration, you can choose probably 3 months, 6 months, 12 months plan, right?
Yeah, we have three windows. We have the 12 months, 18 months, and 24 months.
Oh, okay. So you have minimum of 12 months.
Minimum of 12 months.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's really nice. So you're saying that, because I'm asking this question because I'm seeing somebody that has joined me and has joined this conversation, and he contacted me for real estate banking and needed to have a clear understanding. So I want him to hear from Realtypros boss himself. So are you saying that if somebody puts in 5 million and he chooses 12 months plan, that at the end of that 12 months, you're giving him 10 million naira? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay, so what I'm saying, I need you to break it down so that people can understand.
Okay.
By now, using figures.
Okay, if you invest 5 million, in 12 months, you make 30% interest. Now, 30% of 5 million is 1.5 million.
1.5.
So, yeah. So in 12 months, I will pay into the person's account 6.5 million.
Wow.
Yeah. So if the person have left that money for 18 months, that person is cashing out a 50% interest for 18 months. So if you have invested 5 million and you left that 5 million for 18 months, you're going to cash out 7.5 million.
Wow. And I know the last time I did fixed deposit, I don't want to mention the bank, they were telling me, is it 4.5 or 4.5 or for a whole year?
The last time I did, a bank gave me about 11%.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've not had that. Did you do it as a company or as an individual?
No, as an individual, but that is about 3-4 years ago. But as of last year, this year, it has actually crashed to like 4-5%. So most people are not more
exactly doing because I know what I'm talking about was last year, and then I just looked at it. I was like, hey, you will use my money to do business. So real estate banking cannot in any way be compared to fixed deposit in any account, any bank. Because if I am putting in, for example, 1 million, let me not even go to 5 million. Because people are looking at 5 million. Where do I get 5 million from? Let me just say now that brings us to another question. Do you have a minimum that one can actually invest in real estate banking with Realtypros? Is there a minimum amount or any amount?
Yeah, the minimum is 1 million.
Oh, beautiful. Makes sense.
The minimum is 1 million. So
okay, so you're saying
with 1 million in 12 months, the person is making a profit of 300,000.
So that's 1.3 million. That's what the person is getting at the end of the day. 1.3 million. All right. Thank you so much. That was well explained. Another question that somebody sent to my DM to ask is, if one decides, let's say I invested 5 million naira and I decide I don't want this profit or I don't want the interest, I want the land. Now, the first question is, when one is investing, is it a specific kind of property or your estate scheme that one is investing into the real estate banking? For example, you have like 3 different estates. Are you saying that when somebody wants to invest in real estate banking with your company, does it mean that one has to invest picking a particular estate that he or she is investing his money into, not buying now? Or he just invests with Realtypros and Realtypros can use it for developing any of his estates? Now, if at the end of the day, that's one question on one hand. Now, the other question is, if at the end of the day I say I don't want my money, I want my money, I want the money, I want a property in place, is that doable?
Yes, it's doable. You see, it's doable. Okay. Now, but at that stage, we will give you a property that is worth the value at that particular time. Now,
okay, so in other words, sorry, Mr. Obinna, so in other words, you're saying that, for example, if somebody invests 5 million with Realtypros for real estate banking, you're saying that that money is not actually pinned to any particular estate. It's just for your whole real estate business.
Okay, now we have two types of agreement we draw with clients. Now,
Okay.
we tie them to an estate. We tie them to an estate because we want to make sure that at the end of the day, we say, if there's any force majeure or anything out of place that will say, oh, because we can't pay, take this property. Likewise, we've had clients, we've had investors that have told us that I want to invest, don't tie to any scheme, give me my money, or at that particular time I might choose the estate I want. Fine, that will go into the agreement. So, and me as an investor and a developer, I would prefer to pay you than give you 100% value of your property. You understand? Rather than maybe you invest 1 million and I want to, I sell that property to catch up even phase 2, which is 1 million. In 1 year time, rather than give you 2 plots valued at 2 million, I would rather sell those 2 plots and pay you 1.3.
I'll give you the money even in 100-fold.
You understand? So I will make money. I would rather sell and pay you than you keeping more than what you bought. You understand?
Exactly.
Yeah. So most clients, we've had clients that came and they said, I need the cash. I don't need the land in the next 12 months. So I am investing into the company. Don't tie me into any scheme. Not any scheme. We're investing into the company and give us this percentage at the end of the day. Now, majority of the clients that comes in, we usually tie them to a property. That is the norm. That is the norm. Why? Because
so they know that my money is going into for this particular estate.
This particular estate. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, the person, before the 12th month, the person will actually see that the property I tied my money into is actually appreciating in value.
Yeah, that developing, that working, I can see.
So them converting the money into land at the end of the 12 months or 18 months is subject to our agreement. It's subject to us agreement. It's not. You understand what we did is
it's not a general application. All right, that's well explained. Thank you so much. So, in other words, somebody invests with Realtypros for real estate banking. The money is actually tied to a particular estate. However, it depends on the agreement that you have with the company, whether you're going to collect your interest with the capital, call by your capital, however, or you want to actually take a property in place for the money is subject to whatever agreement that you have with the company. Okay, so because we just have less than 15 minutes and there are some people asking questions, so I want us to attend to that. So quickly, how many estate schemes does Realtypros have right now as we speak? How many estate has Realtypros developed, and how many are you looking to developing in the nearest future?
Okay, we have interest, like in the next 1 to 2 weeks, we're launching some new schemes. But as we speak, Realtypros have a total of 11 schemes, estate schemes.
Wow.
11. Now, we also have a buy and build scheme. I will just release 1 or 2 information. They call it the CAT. The CAT. CAT up apartments and terrace in Abidjan. So we are looking at developing 2-bedroom apartments and 3-bedroom terrace. And this project will be going on in all fast-growing cities, which you can find Realtypros, like Lagos, Owerri, Port Harcourt, Abuja, Onitsha. You understand? We look at regions that are fast selling, even Benin. We're going to be venturing into every state we have landed property. We're also going to be developing apartments for sales. So, but we've just started with Lagos, and in the next 1 or 2 weeks, you'll see it out in the market. We're actually doing a lot of site preparation. We've sanctioned the sites and all the branding materials, all the concepts. We're going to be launching out in less than 2 weeks from today.
Wow,
So
that's really interesting.
our goal in Realtypros is not just to have one or two estates here and there. We want to actually have our names stamped in every fast-growing cities in Nigeria. From the west, if you look at the west today, you look at Lagos, Ibadan, Abeokuta. You understand? When we go to the south, we're looking at Port Harcourt, we're looking at Delta, we're looking at
Wow.
Edo. When you go to the east, we're looking at Imo, Anambra, Enugu. You understand? If we go to the north, we're looking at Abuja. You understand? So we have such interest, and most of our future projects will be more of apartment sales. Apartment sales is one hot industries that a lot of people have not ventured into. You can own a property, you can own a flat in Lekki, and you're earning over ₦1 million every year. Do you understand?
You can imagine.
don't need to even buy the building. You can, where we're developing
All right.
is going for 1.5 million, and you can actually buy this tenant with 27 million. So you're looking at within less than 20 years, you've gotten your capital back, and you're enjoying cash flow for the rest of your life. You understand? So we're also looking at cash flow, rental income for a lot of our investors, because land is good, land appreciates, you can develop, but we're looking at projects that can bring in returns to our investors on a yearly basis. You understand? So that is one new portfolio we're releasing, and it's very, very interesting because you can co-own flats. You can come together and co-own flats. You can be four and own a flat, and imagine when that flat is paying, maybe the rental value for that flat is 1.2. So the four of you will be earning every year 300,000.
Wow.
And we'll manage and we'll make sure that everything is of standard.
All right. That's really, really interesting. We have quickly, what are your products verifiable? Can anybody, any prospect, clients, prospect investor, prospect consultants, can they verify your products, your estate scheme? Are they verifiable?
Yeah, they are all verifiable, because you see, every property you see today has a form of registration. Yes. Now, even if a property with governor's consent, you can confirm. Property with gazette, you can confirm. Name them. Now, even property with survey and deed as title can be verified. Yes. Why? Because some of the properties we have today that have C of O, some of them are already enjoying titles with governor's consent or court judgment. Name them. They all started with survey and deed. You understand? Because even for you to perfect your title, you need a survey.
It's a stage, it's a gradual thing.
So for you to even get the C of O, those are the basic documents you need to have to apply for them. Do you understand? So what most people need to look out is what? To make sure that the properties they are buying, government committed land. They are not committed, they are not assigned to projects and all that. Once they are free, they are under, even if they are under Lekki acquisition, when you buy, you go and perfect with the government. The only thing we pray for is what? Let the government make the system more flexible and more easily accessible.
And faster. Yes. All right. Thank you so much. It's been a beautiful, beautiful time with you. Finally, under 1 minute, what would you advise upcoming realtors? Because I know a lot of some people that have joined us, some of them are into real estate, some of them wants to come into real estate, some of them wants to invest. So what would be your advice for realtors and investors?
Okay, my
upcoming realtors and upcoming investors. Yes.
Okay, my advice to the realtors or consultants or the upcoming agents are: number one, they need to have a big goal. They need to have a big vision. They need to have something that is pushing them behind. They need to understand that, you see, succeeding, if it was easy, they would have succeeded even before they came in. Now, you understand? So coming into the business as a realtor, you need to understand that this thing takes time. Everybody you see out there enjoying at the top is not MMM. You understand? Some of them want to come in today, make the money the next day, and move on.
And they are not even ready to make the sacrifice.
They're not ready to make the sacrifice. They're not ready to go out there to talk. They're not ready to make the presentations. They're not ready to really spend
Even
money
go
to
for
even look for the money.
inspection.
Even to go for inspection is problem. You understand? And secondly, they don't need to get their portfolio overloaded. They don't need to, especially when you're starting out. You see some realtors, they are registered into tens and tens of
20 companies.
20 companies. And each of
And
these
they've not
companies
even
have
verified their products.
You understand? So imagine when you're selling for 10 companies that have minimum of 10 estates. That's when you have 100. And all these estates are all within the same location, the same zone. So how do you, before you know, you become overwhelmed. Before you know, you get tired. You don't know where you want to start. Because if a client asks you, do you have a property that is below 1 million, for instance, you're throwing out almost 20 to the client. You're making the client more confused.
Please, I have to cut you short because our time is fast spent, so that we can quickly take this question. Please, I'm so sorry, we have to take just one question. Now, somebody said, how do you project appreciation? I believe that is appreciation. How do you project that the land will appreciate in the next 6 months, in the next 12 months, in the next 5 years? How do you project appreciation? So you just take that for us under 1 minute, please, Mr. Obinna, because automatically this thing will just end by 1 hour, and we're almost behind here.
Okay. Yeah, appreciations are done by proximity of facilities to that properties. Like, for example, if you look at Ibejuleki today, you find out that the refinery, the deep sea ports, name them, all the beach resorts, what is showing you is that industrialization is in this environment. Now, land is not a product you manufacture. The land is a commodity that can get finished. Land actually get finished. Do you understand? So you find out that when people are rushing into a particular location, it is likely that the quantity of property in those locations will drop drastically. Do you understand? The freehold would reduce drastically. That's when there will be scarcity of property. So a lot of people will want to buy at all means. Those see appreciation. Do you understand? Now, added value, the kind of value you've added to the property. I cannot buy a property for 1 million, clear the property, build fence on the property, and build perimeter fencing, do earth road, and you expect the property to still be 1 million. So naturally, the value of added would make the property double. Do you understand? Now, when you look at where you're buying, economy of that location, what is driving people to that location? When you see a lot of people going towards the direction, you need to go down there, buy the property before they come in. The quantity will reduce. So the lesser the property in that location, the more the value of that property. So the lesser the property in a particular location, the more the value of that property.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Obinna. We're so happy to have you come online tonight to educate and open our eyes to so many opportunities, especially concerning real estate banking. I hope you will come next time when we invite you.
Sure. Anytime.
Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much. So I'm just going to exit you so that I can address the audience. Thank you so much for coming. So, all right, guys. So if you want to, Mr. Obinna has spoken to a very large extent concerning how you can be a realtor, how you can also be an investor, and all of that. We thank him so much for coming. He is the founder and CEO of Realtypros. Realtypros Investment Global Limited, one of the fastest growing real estate in Nigeria. You want to work with them, you want to, work with them, please just chat me up on WhatsApp and join the team so that we can officially welcome you to the team. You want to invest in real estate banking, you want to invest in land or home, chat me up. My WhatsApp link is in my bio. Chat me up and we'll put you through on how to do it. So that will be all that will be taken on tonight's live Talk on IG. Next week, we're going to be talking on something really, really, really important, and I don't want any of you to miss. Thank you guys for joining me. Instagram is showing me, is reading my timer, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Thank you so much. If there's any other question, please, I'm going to take the question later. And if there's anything that Mr. Obinna needs to talk about, there's no problem. We're going to contact Mr. Obinna to talk about. Thank you so much for joining, catching us up on live tonight. Thank you. God bless you. See you next week, Saturday. Bye.